Welcome to Ego Motivation Hub, the place where ambitious minds come to fuel their drive and take control of their destiny. Now, let me ask you something. Do you feel like you're stuck in a loop, repeating the same patterns that hold you back, dreaming of a better life but not quite reaching it? Today, we're diving into the 14 things you must stop doing for yourself to live a wealthy and fulfilled lifestyle. And before you start thinking 14 things, that's a lot. Trust me, each one is a stepping stone to the life you deserve. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have the blueprint to unshackle yourself from the habits and choices that are quietly sabotaging your success. Picture this: you're climbing a mountain. At the start, the trail feels manageable. You're pacing yourself, enjoying the view, feeling optimistic. But then, without realizing it, you've packed your backpack with rocks. Each rock represents a habit, a mindset, or an action that weighs you down. You wonder why the climb gets harder with every step, why you're exhausted, why others seem to be moving ahead while you're stuck. Those rocks, they're the things you need to stop doing. And we're about to throw them off one by one. First, let's talk about this rock you've been carrying for years. It's the habit of overthinking. How many times have you replayed scenarios in your head, analyzing every possible outcome until you're paralyzed with indecision? Overthinking isn't preparation. It's procrastination wearing a clever disguise. The truth is, no amount of analysis will eliminate uncertainty. Action is the only way to move forward, and trust me, the view gets better once you start moving. If you're thinking, but what if I make the wrong choice? Here's the twist: making no choice is the wrong choice. Think of it like a GPS. It can't reroute you if you're not moving. Next, let's toss out the need for constant validation. If you're waiting for others to cheer you on before you take a step, you're giving them the power to control your pace. You don't need a standing ovation to start, you need discipline. Validation is like candy, it's sweet, but it doesn't nourish you. Build your foundation on self-confidence, not the applause of others. Think about it: do the most successful people you admire stop to ask permission to chase their dreams? Of course not, so why should you? Now, here's a surprising one: stop multitasking. You might think you're being productive by juggling a million things, but what you're really doing is diluting your focus. Imagine pouring water into 10 glasses at once. None of them gets full. Focus on one thing at a time and pour your energy into it completely. This isn't just about work, it's about life. When you're with loved ones, be present. When you're pursuing a goal, give it your all. Half-hearted effort leads to half-hearted results. Speaking of focus, are you still with me? Or are you checking your phone? Don't worry, I'll wait. Another heavy rock in your bag is comparing yourself to others. Social media has made it easier than ever to fall into this trap. You see someone's highlight reel and start measuring your behind the scenes against it. But here's the truth: everyone's journey is unique. Comparing yourself is like running a race while looking at the lanes next to you. You're bound to trip. Focus on your lane, your progress, your goals. Celebrate small wins, no matter how insignificant they seem. Progress isn't always flashy, but it's what gets you to the finish line. Let's move on to the habit of chasing perfection. Perfection is the enemy of progress. How many times have you delayed starting something because you wanted it to be perfect? Here's a secret: nothing is ever perfect, and that's okay. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You didn't wait until you knew everything about cycling to try. You got on, wobbled, and learned as you went. Success works the same way. Speaking of learning, stop ignoring your financial education. If you want to live a wealthy lifestyle, you need to understand money. Ignorance is expensive. Start small, learn about budgeting, investing, and the power of compounding. And speaking of compounding, stick around, because I'll point you to a video that breaks down its transformative power at the end of this one. Financial literacy isn't just for Wall Street, it's for anyone who wants freedom. Now, let's talk about a sneaky habit: saying yes to everything. Every time you say yes to something you don't want to do, you're saying no to something that matters. Your time and energy are limited resources, spend them wisely. Learn to say no without guilt. Think of your life as a garden. If you plant too many seeds, nothing has space to grow. Choose your commitments carefully, and you'll be amazed at what flourishes. Here's a tough one: stop holding on to grudges. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It weighs you down and keeps you stuck in the past. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook. It's about freeing yourself. Let go of what's holding you back and watch how much lighter you feel. Now I know this one might sting, but stop blaming others for your circumstances. Yes, life can be unfair. Yes, people can hurt you. But blaming others gives away your power. Take responsibility for your life, your choices, and your happiness. It's not about fault. It's about control. When you own your story, you get to write the next chapter. Let's talk about comfort zones. They're cozy, familiar, and dangerous. Nothing grows in comfort zones. If you want more out of life, you have to step out of what's familiar and into what's challenging. It's scary, but it's worth it. Think of it as upgrading your operating system. It's uncomfortable at first, but it makes everything run smoother in the long run. What's one thing you've been avoiding because it feels too uncomfortable? Whatever it is, make a plan to tackle it today. Here's something you might not have considered: stop neglecting your health. Wealth means nothing if you don't have the energy to enjoy it. Prioritize exercise, nutrition, and rest. Treat your body like the priceless asset it is. Remember, you're not just building a life, you're building a legacy. And legacies need strong foundations. Finally, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Spoiler alert, it doesn't exist. The perfect time to start is now. Whether it's a new habit, a new project, or a new life, start where you are with what you have. Progress loves momentum, and small steps lead to big changes. So what are you waiting for? The clock is ticking, and your dream life isn't going to wait for you to feel ready. Now that we've unpacked those 14 rocks, your backpack is feeling lighter, isn't it? You're ready to climb higher, faster, and with purpose. But don't stop here. Success isn't just about removing obstacles, it's about building momentum. It'll show you how small, consistent actions can lead to exponential growth in every area of your life. Before you go, remember to subscribe to Ego Motivation Hub for more content that empowers you to think big, act boldly, and live fully. Join our community of go-getters who are rewriting their stories and building their dream lives. Your journey to greatness starts here. Let's climb that mountain together. See you in the next video.